upcoming US election if a 5-year-old drawing a smiley face decided who won. So you need Wisconsin and Michigan for the eye, also Montana and Wyoming, then California, Arizona, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida. Okay, yeah, this is very unrealistic, all the way up to Delaware. Obviously, this would never happen, but if for some reason it did, it would result in literally a perfect tie. 269 to 269, which, I mean, the experts say that this is possible. It might happen one day. I don't think I want to live in the chaos that would ensue after that. I don't know if anyone's ready for this. We probably should just pick a random 5-year-old to decide our election like this. Seems like a fun experiment. Why isn't Greenland a continent if it's as big as Africa? Do they have double standards or something? It gets even weirder when you realize that Greenland is considered the biggest island on Earth, yet all the continents are kind of islands if you think about it. This was supposed to be said ironically because Greenland technically isn't that big compared to Africa. In fact, when using this true size map, Greenland is only like barely bigger than the nation of Chad. It's like the same area as the Congo. But considering Australia is a continent, but Greenland is not, there kind of is a double standard. Greenland may look as big as Africa, but it's actually about the size of Greenland. Whoa, when you have zero corruption because your country calls it lobbying. We're not corrupt. You just give me money and I'll do what you want me to do. That's how the US, Canada, and a lot of Europe does it. Man, I should get into politics. Western media when tragedy hits. In green, we have 24-hour coverage, also celebrity songs and lit up monuments. In yellow, when a tragedy hits, they usually claim, well, no one wants to be sad all day. In a lot of the Arab world, it's just a hopeless situation, just pray. There is one outlier though. And finally, literally do not care. Obviously, this is a post that's actually been around for a long time. I just find it funny because it never goes out of style. I think I saw this for the first time like 10 years ago or more. What's even funnier is actually the US still barely covers the other green countries. Like we do, don't get me wrong. We're gonna cover the green countries a lot more than the yellow, the brown, the black, but the US media really doesn't really talk about anything else but US stuff. It's horrible, I hate it. They'll talk about a tragedy if it pushes the narrative they want to push here in the US, and that's about it. And sadly, yes, the amount of news coverage I've seen about Africa is literally zero. I'm trying to think. When was the last time I saw mainstream news talk about Africa? It's hard because to get that information, I have to go online. I feel like the only not completely accurate spot here is this part of Asia. I do hear about Japan. I do sometimes hear about South Korea and then how North Korea is going to blow up the world. Like this could have included Pakistan and now Afghanistan in the brown, which is kind of ironic since we had to leave Afghanistan, a hopeless situation. What does all that blue represent? My mom's house. The state of Missouri has 2 major cities and they both look like they're desperately trying to get out of the state. Well, there's a joke here. We don't call it misery for nothing. Even St. Louis and Kansas City are like, we're out of here. This city is literally named after Kansas, the state right here. Well, that's literally the top comment. That's weird. See, I'm saying. Can you blame them? This is what you get for setting on borders of the state on major rivers. This is a very good point. Big if true. You guys always act like you're better than me. Oh, this is a classic flat map projection. The problem is both these other projections are better than you. Even the much less common one where we put the Pacific Ocean kind of in the middle of the map. But it's funny because technically there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to use this top map. At the end of the day, they're all inaccurate because we live on a globe. This just in fact hurts my brain. I wonder if this is just like US propaganda. They want to be the center of the earth. I personally am more of this type of projection guy. I'm actually just kidding. I hate this. But it does show the true size of Africa. The United States, if the states actually made sense. So in red, we have the state of U. In white, the state of S. In A, the state of A. And in yellow, the state of Connecticut. Gotta include that out there. The most significant of all the states. I literally don't have a single day that goes by where I don't think of Connecticut. I make geography/map content, and I can't even remember the last time I thought about Connecticut, honestly. Them in Delaware, like what the goes on there? Like I legitimately don't think they should be allowed to be a state. Like what are you guys doing? I'm convinced we don't want to eliminate or add any more states, just not to mess up our 50-state flag design we have over here. It's just too much work having to continually reorganize it. I'm in the inner void enclave in the state of A. Oh, you've never been to the inner void enclave before? That's some great US territory. The void doesn't include nearly enough of the real void in the US, Nebraska, Kansas, and the Dakotas. Yeah, we might need an update for this, I think. 100% of Americans do not know this man. Have you seen this man before? I have a feeling probably 95% of them have not. With this Spanish face, the Estonian nose. I think that's a nose. Am I even gonna be able to name all this? What is that? The Netherlands and Lithuania, Latvia, Slovenia, Austria, Portugal, Albania, Sweden, Ireland, Poland, Finland, France. Is that? Oh, that's Corsica. I thought that was Taiwan for a second. Wait, how similar do those islands look? This map includes Sardinia, but I guess they're somewhat shaped. I thought they were more shaped similar. Oh, this one's just upside down. There's Denmark and a little Cyprus, Romania, Hungary, Bulgaria, Belgium. Man, the Baltics are really throwing me off. That's Estonia, I think. Germany, Italy, the UK, Czechia, Slovakia, and Greece. They even threw them stepping on Iceland here. Kind of actually a beautiful post. He kind of looks like the Chad meme a little bit. I can see like the beard. This is his neck. Obviously, that's Portugal. We need more flag art. Like, I'm getting frustrated. Let's make country art. Wait, why did I say flag art? Country art. Is that Euro, Papa? It's our glory, Papa. Yeah, I was thinking that same thing. Sweden and Finland do tend to look like something else. A dong. I guess they could also use another term. The Isle of Man, kind of. Finally, we've done it. We've solved the US naming crisis. Even I have a problem with it. The fact that we call this area the Midwest. And that's because when this region was first brought into the new nation of the US, it was known as the Northwestern Territories at the time. Because remember, obviously, when the US first got their independence, we were just the 13 colonies. We just lived on the East Coast. So this was the furthest out west we had at that time. But now we have a much better solution and a much more, well, I mean, you can't even really argue with this. This is definitely the Northeast. I mean, I wish that New York was included, Manhattan at least. I guess Michigan and the up now has to be the Northeast too, though. Then we have the Mid-East to Southeast. I mean, yeah, Florida, Georgia, Alabama, that's the most Southeast. That's even from a cultural region as Southeast as it gets, kind of. Sad we're losing Louisiana and Mississippi, though. They now have to be Mid-South. There's also Mid-Mid, which perfectly describes them. These states are a little mid. We just saw that with Missouri. I'm sorry. Oh, Chicago's included. Oh, I'm gonna be in trouble. Mid-North is Northwest. Everyone already considers Oregon and Washington the Northwest. The Midwest, this would be the new Midwest. Me, I'm Midwestern. God, no. And then the Southwest is just Arizona and New Mexico. It's funny how this poop post kind of nails it sometimes. It's not perfect, but dang, it's good. Lore accurate, mid. That's what everyone seems to be talking about. Or Alaska getting left off. And Hawaii. I love the Middle East. Here's a fun post asking, give me the name of your country and I'll tell you what I love about it. My knowledge is severely limited and I'm not smart. Proceed with caution. Oh man, this is gonna be good. Finland. I've been there for a job interview once. I didn't get the job, but I love the weather. The Roman Empire. The Roman Empire is the greatest. I think about it every day. North Korea. The North Korean leader is very famously charismatic. There's no denying that. Your postulates are unspeakable and it deserves respect. Postulate. Suggests or assume the existence, fact, or truth of something. That's such a kind way to put it. Uzbekistan. I've been there once and I've tried this. I can tell you this is food of the gods. I would have struggled to come up with something about Uzbekistan, so this is impressive. Poland. Some high quality memes and swear words. I kind of do this same thing on just like a daily basis. Whenever I run into anyone from around the world, I have to like, oh crap, what are some good things to say about that country? I tend to do pretty good, but there was, oh, I did meet somebody from Tajikistan. That was a difficult one. All my knowledge is based off Kazakhstan. So beautiful, so nice. Every city in Pennsylvania is named like it's 1892. We have Minersville, Factoryville, Mechanicsburg, Oil City. I mean, dang, I have to give them some credit. At least it's not just New York, or at least it's just not like a name from Spain that we just decided to keep on going with, like LA. This is the most Pennsylvania thing, though. I'm not surprised they, of all the states, are doing this. Pennsylvania, famously enough, is the most steampunk state we got. Europe, according to ChatGPT. Now, believe it or not, I've actually tried my own experiments in ChatGPT to have that AI generation software come up with accurate maps. This is by far the best one I've seen, and it clearly has still a long way to go. Because half the nations here are just France, and Ukraine is now Surfornia. I think it's California something. Both Ukraine and California are pretty war-torn. Gelforna. Texas and Turkey, they do sound similar. I think this is the AI referencing that Syria used to be a French colony, and that the US wants to destroy Iran. Fun fact, this is probably how it feels to live in this part of the world. Just, I don't know, horrors beyond your imagination. I think I almost see like a Swiss or Danish flag here in Kazakhstan. Italy is colonizing Turkmenistan. I love that the borders are in fact accurate, though. That's the most amazing thing. Europa and Jorfonia. There's the California. So obviously the way the AI works is they're pulling from a bunch of different images online to make this a thing. So apparently the AI is noticing a lot of Germany, France, California references, Texas. Those are some of the probably most typed in places or maps on the entire internet. Some of this is a little horrifying. Maybe I've just seen too many like really weird, sketchy AI videos lately. ChatGPT, French nationalists confirmed. I think this is Italy, Ireland. Is the AI actually some sort of French creation that's going to bring back the Napoleonic Empire? I like that they did in fact get right North Macedonia and Montenegro. This is hilarious that ChatGPT has Italy cut down the middle, like looking like two different places because, well, that's kind of accurate. Southern Italy and Northern Italy, very different. Even a place like Germany isn't shown West Germany and East Germany yet. Germania. Man, there's a lot to be said here. This is fascinating. Yes, my favorite European countries, France, Texas, and California. You forgot about France. Why is the French flag still in Algeria? Is ChatGPT pro-colonization? Least US-centric AI. Meanwhile, here's Bing's co-pilot's attempt. At least they kind of made it really artsy. I wish I knew what the hell these words meant out here. It's kind of freaky. Is this where Atlantis is? Okay, they clearly are only taking maps that are like really stylized. France looks a little divided. Some of this territory looks like it's actually French from the Swiss. Of course, Italy's still divided in this AI too. That's kind of crazy. And I wonder if it is due to like, you know, like development maps or like just a map focusing on just Italy when it comes comes to any category, because there's so many drastic differences, like even the AI is like, yeah, it's got to be 2 different countries. And Portugal, pretty easy to nail. Hold on, I don't know what that Ibiza is. The only sad thing about this is I can't read the words. Like, I don't like that I can't, this looks like Japan possibly. And there's like an Indonesian flag. I can't stare at this for too long because I feel like I'm, I don't know, a hippie in the 1960s taking something. And even the AI wants to divide up Russia. All right, well, this is interesting. Why is the sea full of fruit salad and cheese wedges? Why is it not in reality? France was an inside job. Another AI generated map. This one though, which US states are better off together? I like how some of the states aren't better off with anybody. There's actually plenty. Texas, Louisiana. I don't think anyone wants to be Florida's friend. Certainly no one wants to be California's. So according to the AI, they believe the Silver State or Nevada and Utah should come together. Just Mormons and gambling. They would love that. Then we have the state of Sonora or Arizona and New Mexico. I mean, yeah, they have a name for it and everything. The state of Sonora is already a state though in Mexico. There's Big Sky or Montana and Wyoming. Cascadia, which might be the only state the AI's made with 3 different states. Oregon, Washington, and Idaho. Yes, I do think the Dakotas should probably just come together. The Heartland, Nebraska and Iowa. Why? The Frontier, Kansas and Oklahoma. Magnolia, Mississippi. It just looks good, right? Alabama, Mississippi. Someone born in Alabama. I don't know if we'd want this. We would just be last place in all the different state categories. Appalachia with West Virginia and Kentucky. Chesapeake, yeah, get rid of Delaware. Surprised the AI didn't take away the up here from Michigan. Oh, North Star, Wisconsin and Minnesota. Southern New England and Northern New England. Yeah, like I said, the US probably doesn't want to do this. Oh, they didn't combine Alaska and Hawaii. I was curious about that. Even the AI knows better than combining Michigan and Ohio. Tennessee and Kentucky must merge to form glorious Tennessee. This is what I thought. Nevada and Utah would be the funniest combination. Just the most opposite of states, I feel like, working on the same school project. WTF, the AI is actually sort of cooking. Thank you for bringing this to our attention. Big thanks to the patrons. Month 1 in Drew's basement. Kansas was mentioned. I can't sleep without Drew's voice. Drew's Argentinian Grandpa. I'm back, Amateur
boys.
Archaeology.
aPhatNarwhal.
Carmel S.
Connor
DaBeautiful-MEGAN-Underwood.
InquisitorXarius. KirinoIsBestGirl.
Tambre,
Tyrol.
the Mexican
KingBearHaze.
Fredrik
and
Tibblin.
ZaneyBoi.